Find a synagogue in Syria and let the Jewish people every Shabbat, don't be faithful, to go to shul every Shabbat to learn Torah. Is that what Yeshua did? Is that what Yeshua did? No. Yeshua said, go, make disciples of all nations, and you teach them what I have taught you. Not the traditional rabbis, not the unsaved Jews. You go, make disciples, the Great Commission, and then you teach them what I have taught you. He never passed the buck to be discipled by unbelieving rabbis. This is the beginning of the problem. This is the genesis of the problem. And along come the Catholics 300 years later, and they get blamed for everything. We have to take responsibility for our actions and our forefathers' actions. And recognize that they were not perfect men. So Rav Shaul and Barnabas, look at verse 35. Stayed in Antioch, in Syria, for over 2.5 years teaching the word of Yahweh. Did they teach the word of Yahweh? Nope. They taught the part of the word of Yahweh that James had instructed them to teach. For the other part, which was what? The Tanakh, they had to go back to the what? The cities of their origin and learn the Torah in the synagogue every Shabbat. And please don't tell me there were Messianic synagogues, because there were not that many Messianic synagogues back in those days. Are you with me, Chris? I hope this message bothers you. I hope it causes you to think. Because that's what the word of Yahweh, if it's true faith, it could be tested. If it's true faith, it could stand the challenge of a test. So they were teaching the part of Torah that they were comfortable with, the blood of Mashiach. But for the instructions of Shabbos and Pesach and the Chagim and the Zmanim, they were being sent back to the traditional synagogues. Their responsibility was being diverted and shirked to the unbelievers. Can I hear a good amen? Amen. And now we close with this. I'm going to close with a couple of questions. Now remember, do not, here's a love warning, do not twist my words. Because when this Indian is not happy, face turn red very quickly. When face turn red, lipstick does not appear. It's not lipstick. It is my blood running over. I am not saying James was wrong about the 3 mini Torah things for Ephraimites. That was the first step back to table fellowship. Because no Jews are going to sit down with you if you're eating pig. No Jews are going to sit down with you if you're drinking blood and worshiping idols. They're going to get right up, spit in your face, and walk away. That was not his error. His error was disobeying the Great Commission. Let's go there. Don't give me those holy looks. Let's go there.
Glory.
Matidyahu 28. Matidyahu 28. Is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
I said, is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
Is everyone enjoying?
Amen.
Matidyahu 28:18. Yeshua spoke to them saying, all power is given to me in the Shemayim and on the earth. Go therefore and make Talmidim of all nations. Hello? Doing mikvah upon them in my name, teaching them to shomer or guard all things which I have commanded you. So, 19, Great Commission. Matthew 28:19, Great Commission. Go preach the blood and make disciples. Verse 20, once you've made the disciples, look, take the yellow pages and find a local rabbi. Is that what it says?
No.
Is that what it says?
No, sir.
Then why does Messianic Judaism teach that's what it says? Why does Messianic Israel teach that's what it says?
They're lazy.
Why does the Christian church teach that's what it says?
Lazy.
Look at verse 20. He's saying, you teach them
That's right.
to shomer all things that I have commanded. What's another way to say I have commanded? Torah. So the gospel is a twofold commission, is it not? First, preach the blood. Make them my Talmidim. Once you've made them my Talmidim, you teach them everything I've commanded. What is everything? Shabbat, tzitzit, head coverings, the laws of Nidah. How? Everything. He did not give us permission to shirk our responsibility and send them to a Chabad Lubavitch in Coral Springs or in Memphis, Tennessee. No wonder we're decimated by low numbers today. The enemy's mad. Whenever the truth gets exposed and brought to the light, the enemy's not happy. Let's close with this. Let's midrash in our own minds and hearts. At what point in the final ruling of the Yerushalayim Council, now listen very carefully. Please, don't get fidgety on me here. Listen very carefully. At what part of what we just read, Darrell, in Maaseh Shlichim 15, do we hear any of the following? I want you to circle every time you see one of the following written down. Okay? Go back, meditate in your heart and mind as we meditate on the final ruling of the so-called Yerushalayim Council, where we hear any of the following. Thus says Yahweh. Please circle those words. Anywhere in Acts 15, nope, where you find the words, thus says Yahweh. Nope. Then I want you to circle the words where it says, Yahshua said. Please circle those words. In Acts 15, where it says, Yahshua said. Then I want you to circle the words in Acts 15, where it says, the Ruach HaKodesh said. Go ahead, circle those words. I'll wait. Can I help you out here?
Can't find them.
You don't need a pen.
They ain't there.
You know what gives the Torah the great sanctity and authority that it has, Chris? Ko Amar Yahweh. Thus says Yahweh. Amen. Yahweh speaks directly in the first person. Not in the Quran. In the Quran, he speaks through the so-called Malak, Gabriel, and he allegedly dictates the Quran to Muhammad, an illiterate who couldn't write 2 words, let alone read.
Exactly. Well,
when Yahweh speaks, when Yeshua spoke on earth, he says the kingdom of heaven is like. He spoke to us directly in the first person.
Yes, he did.
Now go through Acts 15. Circle those words where it says the Ruach HaKodesh says. You won't find it.
Nope.
So what are we left with? We're left with a controversial ruling by Yaakov. And the closest we come to Yahweh allegedly speaking in the first person is in verse 28. Let me read that for you. Acts 15, Maaseh Shlichim 15:28. It seemed tov to the Ruach and to us. If I said to you, hey Wilbur, I got a prophecy. It seems like Yahweh may be saying, what would you say to me? That's not a prophecy.
No, that's
it's not Yahweh talking. Yahweh doesn't seem like, or think like, or maybe like, maybe like, maybe like it seems like, That may be the way Caroline Kennedy talks in her interview for the Senate seat. But Yahweh doesn't talk like that. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
So Yaakov says, it seemed pretty good. It seems, it's like it makes sense. It appears right. It makes perfect sense. But I want to show you, there are no definitive words of Yahweh in this matter. The text of Acts 15, the so-called Yerushalayim Council, is shockingly lacking in any direct heavenly bat kol. What is a bat kol? A voice from heaven, the daughter of the voice. Acts 15 is lacking in any specific direct heavenly bat kol. As we see in the calling of Rav Shaul in the same book, in chapter 9. When Rav Shaul is thrown from his